Our first story today teams Aquaman with Batman and Robin.
A luxury liner slowly knifes through the smooth ocean waters, unaware of the dangers that are about to befall it.
That ocean liner is a sitting duck, ready to be plucked of its valuables. Prepare to strike! Aye, aye, Captain Shark!
The Shark was a recurring villain who fought a lot of DC heroes. From what I can gather, this guy is the third version of a villain called the Shark. Someone has had that name since 1958. But rather than get bogged down in that stuff, let's see what he's going to do to that ocean liner.
Immobilizer ray ready, sir.
Fire! Your protective suits will prevent the immobilizer ray from affecting you. Now board the liner and secure the valuables.
They board the liner and take everybody's money and jewelry and stuff. So all this is so he can be a pirate?
Nothing more than a common thief.
Excellent. The bounty from these pleasure ships will pay for a fleet of my attack ships. With them, I'll put an end to undersea oil exploration, weapons testing, and greedy fishing fleets. I'll be the ocean's supreme protector.
Nobody needs you. We have Aquaman. Okay, what do you got in mind?
Judging by the success of the Shark's first attack, it stands to reason he'll strike again.
A grand liner to Bombay is leaving any minute.
And according to this shipping list, it'll be carrying millions of dollars in gold bars from international banks.
Sounds like a good bet for the Shark's next target.
We'll follow the liner in the Batboat.
If the Shark sold the design of his immobilizer ray to the military, he wouldn't need to rob anybody to have the money he wants. They never think of that. His ship is disguised as an old freighter, cleverly named the SS Shark. That'll fool him. He's approaching the liner through a thick fog.
Look, the liner's been zapped.
We'll have to find the Shark's freighter in the fog and capture it.
I've picked him up on the Bat radar.
You weren't already using that because...
Holy immobilizers, that was close. Why are we stopping Batman?
A simple bat trick, Robin. With the Shark thinking we're immobilized, he'll continue his pirating operation and we can catch his men in the act.
Good. I'll swim underwater to the freighter and take care of the Shark personally.
It's a good thing it's a bat trick. An ordinary trick just wouldn't do. Their adversary has taken the bait and sent his henchmen out.
Time to do a little immobilizing ourselves.
That should hold him for a while.
I'm still thinking about how fast that boat was going and how they climbed onto it when it was going that fast. But this is Batman and Robin. They're in somewhat better shape than I am.
Now to get to the bridge.
You should secure those guys before you go.
Super friends, stop them!
Never mind.
Quick, we've got them cornered.
That's what you think.
Did you expect him to swing over and thump them with his feet? I did. I keep forgetting we don't hit each other in this show.
Nice try, super friends, but I'm afraid I'll have to put a freeze on your fun and games.
Holy dead ends, Batman. We're boxed in.
There's one chance, Robin.
Nice try, Batman, but you won't stop me so easily.
He's right, they were both nice tries, especially since they both succeeded. Hence his need to split the scene in his boat.
He's in my territory now, Batman. I'll take care of him.
You just stay away, it's mine. He can't swim as fast as the boat, of course, but he can call ahead. That's the wrong music. That's better. The irony of sharks capturing the shark was lost on everybody. What's today's safety lesson?
Gee, thanks, Superman. You are a great MC for our father-son dinner.
And you guys were a great audience.
Well, I guess we better get going. Thanks again, Superman.
Just be sure to invite me back next year.
We sure will.
And say, speaking of next year, I'd like to see you there. I suggest you buckle up.
Oh, yeah.
That's the smart way to go. See you next year. Up, up, and away!
When seatbelts first came on the scene, I was a typical boomer who refused to use them. Then I had kids. First, they were strapped into baby seats, and then into child seats, and finally into regular seats. I knew that through that entire process, they'd be using the seatbelt. I also knew as soon as they learned to talk, they'd be asking why they had to wear one and I didn't. So I'd better set the example. The biggest problem I see in this scene is Superman told the boy to buckle up. Dad didn't, even though he was already wearing his.
That don't make no sense at all.
The Wonder Twins story is called Stowaways.
Catalina Island. I can hardly wait to get going.
Great place, but we've still got to figure out a way to get there.
Hey, no problem. We'll stow away on a yacht. Get a free ride.
Oh, I don't know, Trish. We could get in trouble stowing away.
Oh, there's nothing to worry about. It'll be a gas. Come on.
Get the money from your parents and you can ride the express over there legally. I can appreciate them wanting to go to Catalina. It's one of my favorite places to go. If you ever go there, be sure to have a meal and a drink at the Buffalo Nickel. Most any local can tell you how to get there. And if you do, tell them Dave and Kathy sent you. If they don't remember us by name, show them my picture from a video. Best food on the island, one of the best margaritas I've ever had, and nicest people in the business.
Taking the sea mist out today, Charlie?
Yep, sailing over to Avalon Bay at Catalina Island.
That's our ride, Deanna. Come on.
It's unfortunate that she doesn't know the difference between a yacht and a sailboat. I'm pretty sure we all know what happens next.
Yes, sir. There's a storm coming in, Ralph. Better run up the small craft warning.
The warning is a little late for our captain and our stowaways.
Hey, who are you?
Oh no! He's out cold! The storm's getting worse! Oh, we don't know how to sail!
Look, there's another boat.
Hey! Over here! Help!
I've been through storm conditions on the way to Avalon, and I was on the big express boat, not a little sailboat. The thing about the waves between Long Beach and Catalina is, in a storm, they go every which way. I knew I could handle the boat going up and down over the waves, but when it started jerking side to side, nearly throwing people out of their seats, the combination got to me. My wife said that in over 40 years, she had never seen me so sick. I used 6 barf bags, and I was in bad enough shape that my wife told them to have EMS standing by at the dock. A couple of hours in the ER and I was better, but it took me 2 days to recover completely. These girls aren't even in a closed-in boat. They have an unconscious pilot, the sail is up, which was the captain's biggest mistake, and they have no idea what to do. The pilot of the other boat can see them, but he can't get to them through the chop. Better call the Coast Guard.
Yes, sir. Pool is just another one of the many sports I excel at. Watch me get the 6-ball in the corner pocket.
It's the Team Trouble alert!
Wonder Twins, there's a sailboat in trouble on its way to Catalina Island. 2 girls are aboard, and they need your help.
Or maybe the Coast Guard is out to lunch. I did not know marine radio's connected to the Wonder Twins.
He's still unconscious, Trish! What do we do?
We'll just have to keep trying. We've got to make it to land.
The best thing they could do is stay below out of the wind and rain, because that rudder isn't going to do her much good if she's pointing southwest and the sail is pointing northeast.
Trish, hang on! I'll pull you in!
The rudder is doing her even less good now. Good thing the Wonder Twins just found them.
Schaefer! A giant flying fish! I'll have you on deck in a sec.
Sadly, as we know, fish tend to be slippery. Trish fell off and was never found. There was talk of charging Jaina with negligent homicide until someone realized it wasn't negligence, just teenage dumbness.
Form of a typhoon! I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow this ship home!
An actual typhoon that close would rip the sails and the mast and everything else off and sink the boat, but we'll let a lot of things go by.
We're sure glad you're all right. And we're awful sorry we caused all that trouble.
I thought stowing away was gonna be fun. Boy, was I wrong.
Well, all you had to do was ask. Been glad to have had the company.
Ask. Ask. What is this of which you speak? I do not understand.
Oh no, I forgot about Gleek.
I wouldn't worry, Zan dear. Looks like Gleek's quite a yachtsman himself.
Remember, he can do that.
Mighty motorcycles, Batman! This is really something. Let's try that racetrack again.
All right, Robin, but first a clue to the code word for today's Super Friends show.
Right, Batman.
The first word of the code is the first name of one of the world's most famous motorcycle stunt riders.
I think I know who that is.
You probably do. I'll give you the second clue after we've done a couple of more runs.
Famous motorcycle stunt rider. That could be a lot of people. The first one that comes to mind is Super Joe Einhorn, so I'll guess the first clue is Joe.
One of America's oldest cities, which has witnessed many strange events in its long history, but nothing stranger than what will happen tonight in this eerie graveyard.
Empty, but not for long.
He goes into a crypt marked Gentleman Jim Craddock, died 1871. He performed some kind of spell that literally calls on Mephisto and Satan to resurrect this guy. It's so far beyond creepy, I can't bring myself to show any of it.
Gentleman Jim, you have returned once more?
Yes, Ruth, and thank you for finding a way to raise me again. Now, to devote my entire energies to revenge against the two who tricked me back into my grave last time, Superman and Wonder Woman.
He's an incorporeal ghost. How does he propose to do that?
Hours later, in Metropolis, where the leaders of the free world are meeting at the city's convention center. And now, one of the most respected leaders in the world today, Prime Minister Jan Bazor.
Nobody's listening to his speech. They're listening to the spooky laughter they're hearing.
You will help me gain my revenge when Superman and Wonder Woman come to rescue you.
No! Stay away! Oh.
Okay, that's a pretty good way of getting revenge. The Super Friends get the call. Batman and Robin are near the convention center, so they'll check it out.
Up there, Batman! On that ledge!
Holy ghoulies! One of them is invisible.
Yes, it's Gentleman Jim, and our only chance is to snarl him in our impenetrable bat cloth.
But Jim is a ghost. He's not solid. He doesn't need to penetrate it. He can just pass right through it.
Be careful, Robin. We don't know what powers they have.
The power of revenge.
Told you.
But you are not the two I want. You are not the right super friends.
Maybe not, but we're the right ones to handle you with the bat cuffs.
Holy wristless rats! This rat hasn't got it.
Batman is still acting as though this guy has substance. He's a ghost. By definition, he doesn't. World's greatest detective. They fly off to Craddock's mansion.
Why have you done this to me?
You were part of my plan to lure Superman and Wonder Woman to this dungeon. I failed the first time, but they won't escape me a second time. And for those who interfere, my dungeon has many secret traps.
Batman and Robin are reporting to the rest of the Super Friends. He says, I recognized Craddock at once. I can believe it. That suit does kind of stand out. But more important, apparently he rose up one time before and Superman and Wonder Woman defeated him and put him back.
The computer files on Gentleman Jim might give us a clue.
Yes, Superman and I returned him to his grave several years ago.
We thought that was the end of him.
And now he's back, more powerful than ever.
Wonder Woman, Superman, we meet again. You must pay for burying me. Surrender at the sight of my grave in 1 hour, or this will be the fate of every world leader.
If they were all ghosts who can't do anything but laugh, we might be better off. I don't know. The first thing the Super Friends need to do is warn the other world leaders.
And if we don't surrender, the ghost has threatened to turn all of you into ghosts, like Prime Minister Bazour.
We have 1 hour to stop the ghost of Gentleman Jim. During that time, all of you must remain locked here in the convention center with a guard outside every door.
Good idea. Keep them all in one place so it's easy for him. Having them scattered to the 4 winds so he has to track each of them down just wouldn't be cricket.
But what can locked doors do? We have seen him walk through walls.
Yes, gods are quite helpless against him. We have no choice. We must go after the ghost.
I'll stay with you, just in case the ghost decides to put in an appearance while my friends here are gone.
I'll be at least as effective as locked doors and guards, don't you worry. The Super Friends head out to search. Superman and Wonder Woman are in the sky. The dynamic duo and the Wonder Twins are airboating through a swamp. Well, the Wonder Twins are airboating. Batman and Robin are batboating, of course. To broaden the search, the twins zig while Batman zags.
Watch out! Hold tight!
Slow down! Is the throttle stuck?
We're not only holding tight, we're holding our breath.
Jupiters! That was close!
Never mind.
Looks like we'll have to search the swamp under our own power. Wonder Twin powers, activate! Shape of a bullfrog!
Form of an ice flow!
Let's get hopping!
2 questions. First, why is Gleek rowing? Remember this?
Looks like Gleek's quite a yachtsman himself.
Why can't he do that now? Second, a bullfrog? That may not have been the best choice.
Hey, big brother! Can't you keep up? Ah! Yikes! That was close, but I'm safe now. Help!
That would be why. Gleek to the rescue.
Thanks, Gleek. That was brave.
He could have done it sooner if he'd used his propeller tail. Just saying.
Batman, look! Up ahead!
A mansion, hidden deep in the center of the swamp.
Suffering spooks. Just the kind of place Gentleman Jim would hide away in.
We'll have to use the bat suction cup to get inside. Attach this microcable to the bat swamp boat.
Have you tried the door? They pull that stone out of the wall and crawl inside.
Now they will pay for their foolishness.
I think we've been discovered, Robin.
Once again, world's greatest detective. Now what? They can't climb up, there's nothing for a bat claw to catch onto, and worst of all, they can't stand. They have to keep swimming and treading water. To get certified for diving, one of the things you have to be able to do is tread water for 10 minutes. I have a feeling they're going to be in there for a lot longer than that. Even bat arms and bat legs are going to get tired.
This is hard work.
Save some of your energy for working out today's code words.
Don't worry, I've already got the first clue figured out. What's the second?
The second clue is another word for ghost.
The first clue was the first name of a world-famous motorcycle stunt rider. And the second clue was another word for ghost.
Right.
I've got it.
Race you around the course once more, we'll see.
I went with Joe for the first clue, and this is another word for ghost. Joe's Spectre. No, that doesn't sound familiar. Joe's Shade. Makes him sound like a tree. Joe's Spook. Okay, that has possibilities. Craddock has his friend, I think they called him Groot, speaking of trees, hide the bat boat, and they get into their own boat.
Swamp, swamp, swamp! There's nothing but swamp for miles around. Look! That was the ghost of Gentleman Jim!
Use the tail, Gleek. He thinks he can row as fast as that speedboat.
Wonder Twin Powers! Deactivate!
The Batboat! Batman and Robin must be in that mansion.
And if they let Gentleman Jim's ghost get away, they must be in trouble.
Unlike Batman, they'll try the door first.
Something tells me getting inside is going to be like breaking into Fort Knox.
I really want a tail like that.
No sign of Batman and Robin anywhere.
Come on, Gleek, snap it up. Jaina, did you hear that?
That last thunk was hollow. There must be a secret chamber underneath.
Hey, this looks different. It could be a secret switch.
If you ever really figured out something right, Big Brother, that would be a switch.
Now, would you like to apologize to your brother? Regardless, he'll pull her up and they'll both discover Batman and Robin down there. Now there's an edge for the Bat Claws to grab onto, and they're out in seconds.
Batman to Super Friends! Emergency! Gentleman Jim's ghost is heading for Convention Center to turn the world's leaders into ghosts.
Message received. I'm heading back to Metropolis Convention Center now. Responding to Batman's message, Wonder Woman also speeds toward the city.
They're a little late. Aquaman has to do this alone.
He's here, and just as I suspected, heading for the presidential suite. I hope my plan works.
Clever gymnastics, Aquaman. But you can't stop the ghost of Gentleman Jim.
I've got to stop him. The man sleeping behind this door is the leader of millions of people. I won't let you turn him into a ghost.
Try stopping me.
Well, that was effective. Again, I don't know what he expected. The guy is a ghost. They all seem to have trouble grasping that.
Welcome to the land of the dead. But nothing happened. A dummy! I've been tricked!
Thank you, Aquaman.
I wasn't fast enough.
I suppose it's good that you realize that at least. As the leaders try to flee in cars, he catches them and starts turning them all into ghosts. So far, the Super Friends need to take the L and regroup.
Wonder Woman and Superman arrive.
Superman, look!
Your hour is almost up, Super Friends. Surrender at my grave, or every leader in the entire world will suffer their fate.
I rest my case. He thought he could hold something that basically isn't there.
Wonder Woman and I agree. There's only one choice.
Galloping goblins! You can't! He'll turn you into ghosts too!
It'll buy enough time for the rest of you to figure out how to defeat Gentleman Jim and restore the world leaders.
Up, up, and away!
That's the plan. give him what he wants, and hope maybe these guys come up with countermeasures. Isn't that a bit like telling a boxer to lead with his chin?
Superman and Wonder Woman, you are here to be judged for crimes against the spirit world. Members of the jury, I present the evidence to you. Proof these are meddlers who returned me to my grave. Members of the jury, how do you find the defendants? Not guilty or guilty? Guilty! Guilty! Guilty!
File an appeal, quick. Too late, he turns them both into ghosts. Good thing Metropolis University has a department of parapsychology. They have what the Super Friends need, which raises the question, why didn't they go there in the first place and find out what they're doing before they went barreling in trying to manhandle ectoplasm?
These gems, found in the tomb of an ancient pharaoh, will protect you. Whoever wears one can never be turned into a ghost. And our tests show that anyone forced to enter the ghost world need only see his image in this disc, and the spell will be removed.
I want to see those tests in action. What did they do, and who did they do it to? What about Jim himself?
The rods of Merlin may do the trick. Touch a ghost from 7 directions with these 7 rods, and he'll be driven back to his grave.
There's 5 of them and 7 rods. Who gets to carry 2?
Holy super ghosts! Is that Superman and Wonder Woman?
I can restore them if they'll look at this disc.
Leave us, mortal. We must haunt this place forever.
And what does that mean? Did he give you a haunter's manual to study? Or do you just trudge around all day moping about your situation?
We have to find them. And Gentleman Jim.
We split up.
But you only have 1 disc. If someone other than Batman finds them, what good does it do?
Help! Please help me! A prisoner. Let's get this door open, Robin. Who are you?
It's a trick, Batman.
Exactly. And now to finish you once and for all. You are in a bottomless pit, and you'll keep falling until you reach the center of the earth.
Oh, I see. He built this place over Bottomless Canyon, which is just outside Dogpatch. It makes sense now. And by the way, Batman still has the special disc.
Uh-oh, trouble!
They can't hurt us.
We're trapped!
Worse than trapped, Zan. The walls are closing in on us.
Zan is currently steam, so he should be able to slip through the cracks and seams. Aquaman, not so much.
Activate Bat Mini-Shoots.
All that did was slow us down, Batman.
Yes, but maybe we can stop completely. Our steel-toothed mountain-climbing bat crampons will drag them against these walls.
Okay, they're stopped. Wedged horizontally in a deep pit. The next move is...
It worked, Batman!
Yes, but we're still several thousand feet down. Start climbing, Robin.
Far be it from me to repeat myself, but you didn't do that in the other pit because...
Water! Means we're below the level of the swamp. Water's all around us, and it's filled with microscopic swamp creatures.
Aquaman telepathically summons the tiny water creatures into the chamber, bringing a flow of water with them.
What's the idea, Aquaman?
Water can't be squeezed. It will act like a hydraulic brake and stop the walls from moving in.
You did it, Aquaman!
I was going to suggest that Zan turn himself to water, but any old water will do the trick. There's still the question of how he's going to get out of there.
We found them, Batman!
Leave us to our ghostly tasks.
Superman, Wonder Woman, you're back to normal.
Or not, he just did. The bat is Jaina. She did absolutely nothing.
You'll never stop me. I shall now turn every last world leader into one of my ghosts.
Now that there's 7 of you, you can each have a rod. When they gave them to Wonder Woman and Superman, they immediately started cosplaying. Batman had to explain what the rods were for. Wonder Woman was especially bummed, because she was winning.
The Rod of Merlin! No!
back where you belong, Gentleman Jim. No, please stay back. I don't want to go. I must have my revenge.
No revenge for you today. The scientist said that will put him away forever. Now let's see what the code words were. I guess Jim spooked, mainly because I have no idea.
Nice going, Robin. Now let's see if you can do as well with today's code word.
Okay, the first clue's the first name of a famous motorcycle stunt rider. Evil, from Evel Knievel.
Right.
Oh, right, I forgot about him.
And the second part of the clue was another word for ghost. That's spirit. So the code word is evil spirit.
You got it.
Now how about another few laps around the track?
You're on.
I have a lot of fun with these things, but really, that last part was unnecessarily vague. There are lots of words for ghost, and any of them pairs nicely with evil. We've done much better ones in the past.
What a boring day. Yeah, nothing to do in the house is any fun. Wonder Woman! What are you doing here?
Hi, I have an idea for some rainy day fun. A rocket for indoors. One you can make.
Hey, great! How do we do it?
Here are the materials. Some plastic fish line, plastic drinking straws, some rubber balloons, and some tape.
A rocket from this?
Be back in a few minutes to show you exactly how.
Our guest today is Green Lantern.
The dense jungle of India, whose natural calm is about to be interrupted.
For reasons nobody can figure, the elephant goes on a rampage through town, smashing stuff and sending people scattering in terror. Call the Super Friends, quick.
Using his power ring, Green Lantern materializes his lantern jet and rockets off toward India.
You wouldn't believe how much money he saves on hangar rental fees.
I've spotted her, Green Lantern. She's right below us. Look out! A wild elephant!
Yes, she's right below you and she's still throwing a tantrum. Do something! Green Lantern lands his jet, intending to distract the elephant so Superman can pick her up and return her to the jungle.
Slow down! Someone's liable to get hurt. Now's my chance. She spotted me.
So, how does that stop you from picking her up?
Looks like I'm up against a super elephant.
She threw a cart. How super. You're still Superman and you can still bop down there and pick her up.
Great Venus, that's gasoline.
That fire is fairly small. Superman should be able to deal with it easily.
Now we'll put that indoor rocket together. Tie the fish line to a doorknob. Now thread the other end through a plastic straw.
Like this?
That's it. Now this end can go to that chair while you blow up the balloon. Hold the air in when you're done.
Got this end tied.
Tape the balloon to the straw and blast off.
Hey, hooray! Fantastic!
That's the indoor jet rocket.
That really is nifty. I might give it a try one of these rainy days, of which we get a lot of them here. There's a reason why Seattle is called Rain City. Balloon Rocket City would be much cooler. While Superman deals with the fire, the elephant has headed back into the jungle. Green Lantern will follow her. That's a nice dune buggy, but your front tires are too small. If you get into any sand, they'll get bogged down before you can say don't do it. He reports to Superman, and they both follow the elephant to what Green Lantern calls a mist-covered valley. That's what this is about. She was trying to draw somebody here to rescue her baby. This should be a breeze for Superman.
If we don't stop her raging, she may fall into the crater. I'll lure her away from the edge. You rescue the baby.
Oh, just go get the baby, set it up here on solid ground, and she'll stop her raging. Duh. Unfortunately for us, runtime demands that we drag it out as long as possible. At least we get to see Green Lantern do this.
It's time for my power ring to give me a helping hand.
He didn't use a giant hand like that to stop the elephant in town. Why?
Good work, Green Lantern. Now to rescue the baby. It's time for some super speed.
You think? You farted around until the ledge crumbled, so get down there and catch it before it hits the bottom, Captain Obvious. Mother and baby are reunited despite the roundabout way the Super Friends took to get them there. The last question I have about this one is Green Lantern just going to leave his jet there in everybody's way?
Thanks, Superman. Boy, that sun's hot. I got a headache. I better go home and take some medicine for it.
Oh?
Sure, I got a lot of stuff in the medicine cabinet.
Taking pills is dangerous if you don't know what you're doing.
Dangerous?
The wrong pill or too many pills can make you sick. Remember, kids shouldn't take any medicine unless it's given to them by a doctor or their parents.
I remember, Superman.
I don't know how it is in her house, but in my house, both the one I grew up in and the ones I raised my kids in, pills were kept out of reach and dispensed very carefully. We end the season on that note. The show was plenty popular with all those superheroes. How could it not be? The format, maybe not so much. Next season it'll be totally different, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. Like any such show, there were high points and low points, and most of the points were somewhere in the comfort zone in between. I did enjoy the season. I had fun goofing with the decoder words. We met a couple of characters who never appeared anywhere else. Overall, the stories and features held my interest. Most of the guests were underused, but part of that may be because they were in the short cartoons. If they had appeared in the main features, that might have been different. Or not, we'll never know. I'm going to take a break for a bit, and then we'll be back with all new reviews as we look at the next season, Challenge of the Super Friends. Not yet. I'm Irving, this is Hazel, and we thank you for taking the time to watch. We'll see you again soon. Now. Third version of a villain called the Shark. Villain, I can say that word. That's better. The irony of Shark's captor Cap. My wife told them, slow down. Menomoso. I've experienced marine radios connected you to the he's an incorporeal ghost. How does he